I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. And it's going to be a beautiful day today. And I've got a really great pepper to eat. I got this from Uncle Bull Cow. It says it's a white scorpion peach. It looks like it's got Jay's Peach, Go Scorpion genetics somehow. You know what I mean? It really sort of looks like that. Beautiful pepper, though. And I'm going to, I got an email I'm going to answer. It's kind of an interesting one. Anyway, I'm kind of excited about this pod. It's beautiful looking. I like Jay's Peach Go Scorpion, so since it looks pretty similar, I'm guessing it's going to be kind of similar in flavor. Wow. It's a very strong aroma. Sometimes you'll cut open peppers. I've had a few where there's like no aroma. This one is very, very strong smelling. The wall linings are oily. Very, very pretty pepper. Look at the interior of this. Kind of neat, right? Beautiful pod. All right, so I'm going to eat this, and then I'm going to answer Noah's email. Yes, Noah's email. But first, we're going to eat this. A white scorpion peach. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. That one, that was interesting. It almost seemed like bitter and floral were warring factions in that pepper. Very floral and very bitter. In fact, if one of them was gone, if it was just that floral without the bitterness, it would have been tough. If it was just that bitter without the floral, it would have been tough. But the two together made it work. Very strong flavor. And all you're left with at the end is a kind of a fruity finish. Strong Chinese flavor. Not so much a throat burn, but it's really attacking my tongue. Very strong. As far as heat, I would say, you know what? It's I'm trying to think. It almost reminds me of California Reaper heat. It really does. That's very similar to the heat. But I liked it. It was great pepper. Really does remind me of a California Reaper, actually. So I want to read this comment. It's by Noah. It was an email, actually. It said, I want to thank you for all the years of entertainment. I've watched it, and the reason I read this, so I'll tell you why in a minute. I've watched you more than any TV show. I've watched you more than Seinfeld or Family Guy. You don't know me, but that's saying a lot. I use you as background noise in my apartment. I get it as far as I used to use Seinfeld, and I use Family Guy for background noise. Seriously, it's like instead of a radio, it's kind of crazy, but I can relate to that. Thank you for what you've done for me, the Chili community, and YouTube in general. I have a question for you. What advice would you give to new YouTubers? If I could do it all over again, what would I do differently? I think that's a really good question. As far as advice to new YouTubers, I'd really, I don't know. I'd kind of take a good look at what your motivation is. You know what I mean? I think for people who try to become a YouTuber just to get famous or to get rich, you're probably going to be disappointed in both areas. Motivation of why you're doing a channel is kind of, if you're doing it for fun, the people that I know that are successful really just enjoy doing it, and it's the love of what they do. I think if your motivation is to get rich or to get famous, I don't know. I don't know how well it's going to work. What would I do differently? Here, one other thing about advice to new YouTubers. Treat it like it's a different world, because too many times people live online. And online is great. There's some great things online. There are great benefits to the internet. But that's not real life. Real life is what happens when you turn the camera off. Treat your YouTube channel like when I turn the camera off, like when I do a live stream or I make a video, I turn the camera off, it's like a vapor lock. I kind of wash my hands of it. I think for people that don't, and they confuse the two, they kind of blend them both, they kind of forget what real life is, because real life isn't what happens here. Real life is everything that happens when you turn your camera. When you stop watching, that's when real life happens. When I stop making videos, that's when real life happens. You know what I mean? So keep a good, firm division between the two. If I could do it over again, what would I do differently? I'm trying to think. That's a good question. You know what? A couple things I would do differently. I didn't even start making thumbnails for the channel until like 3 years ago. Or, you know what I mean? Like half of the channel, I didn't even do thumbnails. I would have done things a little bit differently at the beginning, like that. I probably would have kept a counter of how many peppers I eat. I know it sounds silly, but at this point, having made 200 plus videos, it would have been really neat to have an actual count so I knew how many peppers I've eaten. I know that sounds silly, but I would have done that. But that's about it. But thank you, Noah, for your email. I appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you for watching and being a part of this. In the description box, you're going to see a link for all the normal stuff. Oh, I didn't say that what the heat was. If you're a chili head, that pepper, if you're a non-chili head, don't even, don't. If you're a chili head, that's probably a 7 out of 10 for heat. Some would call it a 6, but it's pretty hot pepper. Anyway, be kind to somebody. In the description box, you're going to see a link for Uncle Bull Cow. I have a great challenge, a plantain challenge. They sent me that I'll be doing in the next couple days. Plantain is kind of like a banana. So I'm kind of excited about that. So be looking forward for that. You'll also see Bull Cow. Check him out. He's a great grower. Makes great sauces, great everything. And boy, the worst cramps I've ever had, he's provided them for me. Right here, you're going to see my son, Johnny Scoville Jr., and the Lifeboat. Please check them out. And up on top, you're going to see Pepperology, geared towards brand new chili heads. You're also going to see all the 26 most damaging challenges I've ever done. But thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.